Hi everyone, it's Kathleen Knaus. I'm one of the 3 chaplains at the Vail Health System and the Shaw Regional Cancer Center in beautiful high Rockies of Colorado. I hope all of you are doing well. This week, I wanted to offer a practice that you can do on your own. I find it to be very helpful when I'm feeling a little scattered, a little anxious, a little worried. It's a guided body scan. So I'm going to lead you through it, and while I give you a small introduction to it, please find yourself a comfortable chair, someplace on the floor. It doesn't really matter, but it helps if your feet are on the floor. So even if you're laying flat, if you could bend your knees up so that your feet are on the floor, I think you'll feel a little bit more secure and grounded in this. So the purpose of a guided body scan, or at least as I see it, is to help us inhabit our bodies. We have a tendency, we humans, and I certainly am guilty as charged of this. When we get anxious, we slow down our breathing. We get caught up in our mental thinking and forget that we are a whole being with a full body that can help modulate the experience that we're having. So guided body scan can help us see where we have tensions in our body, where we have sensations, where we don't have sensations. So let me just say that part of the challenge of a guided body scan is I'm going to invite you to kind of sense into different parts of your body. If you reach a place where your thought is, I don't feel anything, well, I would invite you to reconsider that not feeling anything is still, in its own way, a feeling. Not having sensation can tell us just as much as having sensation can. Also, as we do this guided body scan, if you find that a place that I've mentioned, say the shoulder, is feeling really tight or hurts, you do not have to stay there. The point is not to invite a feeling of pain, but just to notice, be aware of what's happening there, and then move on. So hopefully by now you've found yourself a place to get settled, and we'll begin. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. In and out. Continue to do that on your own. And while you're doing that, if it helps, by all means, feel free to kind of close your eyes or lower your gaze so that you're kind of looking down the tip of your nose at some neutral point, whatever that might be for you. And I'd like you to start by putting your attention on your right foot. We'll start with the right big toe. To the extent that you're able, see if you can feel the right big toe. And then moving to the right, all of the toes in a row, all the way to the smallest pinky toe. Notice any sensation you have. Notice whether you've ever paid attention to this area of your body before. And then coming up into the ball of the foot, the sole of the foot, just allowing your awareness to slide, to glide over that body part, the top of the foot. You might notice if you're barefooted that you're feeling the sensation of the air on the top of the foot, or a carpet or a floor beneath the foot. Just notice. And then slowly bring your attention up into your right ankle, sensing into the large prominent bone on the outer side of the ankle and the smaller bone on the inner part of the ankle. Do you have any sensation there or no sensation? And bringing your awareness now up into your lower right leg. You have the calf muscle at the back, often a source of muscle, skin, feels very different than the front of the lower right leg, the bone, the shin bone. Just notice for yourself how that feels to you as you give some awareness to it. Can you tell the difference between the sensation of muscle and bone? Then coming up again into your kneecap on your right side, how it bends, perhaps the warmth in the bend underneath the leg, underneath the knee. If you're wearing shorts, perhaps the coolness of the air on the patella, the kneecap. If you're wearing pants, perhaps you're feeling a sensation of the cloth, the fabric, jeans or denim, twill, trousers, silk. Bringing your awareness now up into your upper leg. If you're on a chair, you're now going to notice a sense of pressure on the bottom where it comes in contact with your seat. And for yourself, just discern how that feels different than the leg, the top part of the leg. Maybe you have your hands resting on your upper thigh on your right side. What does that feel like? The warmth of the hand on your upper thigh. And what about the side of your upper leg, the inner side and the outer side? If you take a moment, you might find very subtle distinctions, areas that feel very energized, areas that feel very quiet, warmth, coolness, a sense of sensation, a sense of no sensation. Coming up further still, through the crease of the hip, into the buttocks on the right side. Whether you're lying down, whether you're sitting in a chair, notice the contact with whatever surface it's on. And then I'm going to have you move your awareness now to your right hand. Again, starting with the fingers, the thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Can you notice what it feels like at the tips of each of those fingers versus the valleys in between each of those fingers? Can you sense into the fingernail, how that differs, that feeling differs from underneath where the pads of your fingertips are located, wherever they are? And moving your awareness into the full hand, the palm, which may be face down on the floor if you're lying on the ground, or on your lap if you're sitting, maybe on the arms of a chair. Or if you like to sit in meditation pose, perhaps your palms are facing up. Regardless of their orientation, the invitation here is to just be aware of sensation in your hand. And now moving that awareness up into your wrist. What does the wrist feel like, top and bottom, side to side? And how does that sensation differ perhaps from the sensation of the lower arm? The skin, the muscle beneath the skin, the bone within the muscle. Bringing your awareness up to the right elbow. Once again, noticing the difference in the bend, the inner bend and that outer bend, the prominent bone on that outer bend, perhaps some warmth or sensation of clothing hitting the inner bend of the elbow. And allowing your awareness to rise now into your upper right arm, to the front of the arm with the bicep, to the back of the arm, its counterpart, the tricep, the bones in between them, the flesh in between them. And noticing again here the sensations, how they differ from the outer side of the upper arm to the inner side, which is likely close to your body. Can you notice how much warmer it may feel if your arm is close to your body? The warmth even of the armpit. And gliding your awareness further still up into your right shoulder. This can be a source of tension for many of us. Perhaps you feel that now. Perhaps you don't. Perhaps you feel some pain. Maybe not. I hope not. Whatever the sensation is, just notice it. Be aware of it. And now taking your awareness from that right shoulder across the upper back, noticing any tension patterns or not that you may have there, and bring your awareness over now to your left shoulder. What do you discover when you spend just a little bit of time paying attention to it? How might it differ from the feelings that you are having in your right shoulder? Oftentimes, our right side and our left side feel very different. Taking your awareness now down your left arm, pausing for a moment to feel the warmth that you may be feeling in the armpit cavity. Noticing the upper arm, the bicep and tricep, front and back, inner and outer, skin, muscle, bone. Some people are sensitive enough that they can actually feel pulsation, blood flow in different parts of their body. Perhaps you're feeling that in your upper arm. And then taking your awareness now down into your left elbow, discerning all the different sensations that exist there. Coolness, warmth, tension, perhaps, inner, outer. Taking your awareness further still down to the lower arm. What do you notice? And again, if you find spots where you don't feel anything, be curious. It's very common for us to judge the experience we're having as wrong. But the absence of sensation is not really anything other than the absence of sensation. But it is something to be curious about. And then taking your awareness down into your left wrist. And how that feels. The bones that connect the arm with the hand. What an important job they have because we use our hands so much. And then gliding your awareness into your left hand. The palm, the back of the hand, each of the 5 fingers, fingertips, valleys in between the fingers. You might even notice that one or two fingers has more sense of energy in it than other fingers do. They're not all the same. They each may have a different sensation. So explore that for yourself. Now take your awareness into your left buttock, noticing how it feels wherever it is resting. The hip crease, the upper left leg, top and bottom of it, inner and outer sides of it, skin, flesh, muscle, bone, contact with surfaces, whether that's clothing or a chair or a floor. And then gliding your awareness down to your left kneecap, your left knee, that warm spot where the knee bends underneath. And letting the awareness flow into the lower leg, the shin bone in the front, the calf muscle in the back. The sensation of clothing, if you're wearing pants or socks, or the sensation of air, perhaps even wind if you've got a window open. And then gliding your awareness down into your left ankle, checking out the bones side to side. Noticing how it may feel at the bend on the top of the foot. Noticing perhaps the heel underneath of it, what that feels like as you begin to explore your left foot. The sole of the foot, whatever it may be touching. The top of the foot, its many tendons, reaching down to the toes of the left foot. Taking a moment to sense each and every one of them. Now, just place your awareness entirely on your right side. From your right foot, all the way up through the hip, jumping to the hand, all the way up to the shoulder. See if you can take your awareness and just hold it on your right side for a moment or two. And as you do that, how might that feel different than what you're feeling on the left side? Now add in the left side, the totality of it, from the left foot all the way up to the left shoulder. Feeling the totality of yourself from foot to shoulder. Noticing perhaps the difference that it has made just to pay attention to your body. You might feel an alive energy flowing through you. It's always been there, but now that you've placed your attention on it, perhaps it's amped up a little bit. And maybe there are spots, as I mentioned, that you don't feel sensation at all, and that's okay too. That is part of you and your unique experience right here in this moment. And as we come to the end of our guided body scan, I want to invite you. I'm going to say two things that might sound a little odd. They have to do with looking and listening. We humans are so accustomed to letting our energy flow outward. We look at things rather than allowing our eyes simply to be open and receiving whatever is in front of us as something that we see. One is a striving that can create strain in the eyes, and the other is a receiving that can feel peaceful, perhaps help relax when you're feeling stressed. The same thing with listening. We reach out with our ears. We attempt to hear what is out in the environment. And with just a small shift in perception, we can be still, allow our ears to receive. So I hope that you have found some rest in this exercise and some value in it. If you are ever feeling like you're caught up in your head, this is a wonderful exercise to reconnect you with your body, to remind yourself that you are more than just thoughts and thinking, that you are a whole, total human being, and that all of it is worth paying attention to. Okay, my friends, that's all I have for you this week. Please don't hesitate to reach out to We Chaplains if there's anything that we can do. As you've just seen, perhaps we have more in our bag of tricks than simply prayers, although prayers are wonderful if that's something you'd like. We can help with relaxation. We can help with thinking through things, finding meaning in things. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I hope this week brings you everything that you hope it can, that all of your needs are met. May you never forget that you are loved, that you are whole, that you are perfect exactly as you are. Bye for now.